If I was to describe the benefit of Minbie, freedom would be slightly up there. I was able to both breastfeed and feed with a bottle for all 3 children. I think they're sleeker and nicer, but also compared to all other bottles, actually, they don't stain, so they keep their colour and keep their gloss, which I think is really nice. Any other mums who maybe would put off bottle feeding because of that, that they could enjoy the benefits of breastfeeding, but also have the benefits of bottle feeding at the same time.
What's special about the bottle is definitely the teat. I feel like this baby's been less colicky because of it. If you are still trying to breastfeed, you don't have to worry about them preferring the bottle over breast.
I think it's the shape. That was really important for me, that it would resemble the nipple as much as possible.
What I really like about these bottles is that if you drop them, they don't crack. So they're very resilient and tough.
Minbie is the bottle that babies take when they've rejected all other bottles. I think it's pretty fail-safe.
We tried various different bottles, spent in excess of around £100 exploring different types, and then a colleague at work said to me, have you tried Minbie? And she had a spare bottle in teat that I could borrow. Took it home. The next day we realised that he took it absolutely straight away. We've not looked back since. He's, as you can see, happily taken the bottle.
When I found that Oscar did take the Minbie bottle, I was so relieved. He actually took it straight away. I've noticed with the Minbie one, he actually likes holding it. Maybe that's because he's kind of a bit older in development, but yeah, he just seems to really like it, the actual feel of it, so he always holds on to it. Minbie is the bottle that babies take when they've rejected all other bottles, so I think it's pretty fail-safe.
What I liked about the bottles was that they were very similar to the breast. If there was going to be any confusion, this is going to be the best way to try and avoid it. Yeah, knowing that they have to work for it, that it's not just like free flowing, and they develop that sucking reflex and that their jaw muscles get stronger. I would definitely recommend this to any other friends who want to mix feed or even just bottle feeding with breast milk.
We had a breastfeeding baby that sometimes had difficulties with latch, and we tried different bottles and nothing was working. Every baby's different, but I was pretty convinced that if the Minbie didn't work, nothing else would. And it worked, so that was good for us. Probably within about 7 or 8 goes, he started properly sucking, which was great because that meant I was able to start thinking about doing some things like starting to work again. I think it has helped him to just kind of get into a steadier latch. I think of this like my nipple, and it's also kind of helped me learn about angling my nipple in to get a good latch, and getting this in as much as I can, angled to tickle the kind of top of the mouth. And as the feed progresses, we generally kind of go to a slight tip. For Dad to feel like Dad's got a role to play in the feeding thing has been really big and good. And also just other people, my mum, my parents, anyone that's trying to help out, psychologically kind of letting other people into the feeding experience has been probably the hardest bit. Anyone that's had challenges around baby latching, it's a really good brand to just have all of your stuff with.
Freedom, reassurance, and easiness. The bottles have honestly changed that, just instantaneously. Feeling confident that I can leave him with someone while I go and have a bit of time for myself. I would say try Minbie, just give it a go. I don't think you'd look back. I think they're really special. They've been designed with babies and families in mind, and they work, and they're so easy.
We got told to use the hospital pumps, and I found them to be really invasive and not giving me the best milk volume. And then once I received my Minbie pump, my partner said straight away, you're so sad using the other pump, quickly use this one. So I put it on, and within 20 minutes I got 20 mils, whereas with the other pumps I was getting 20 mils in an hour. Going to see Alex in the NICU, I would just put in my backpack and off I went. I didn't have to go there, plug it into a wall. The best thing that it's portable, has a long battery life, which is really great. And also every time I pulled it out, all the other mums in the NICU was like, what's that new gadget? Like, it's really flashy and really sleek and stylish, I think, too. So yeah, but the best thing is I wasn't stuck to a PowerPoint. So I think that's the best part. Pumping 7 times a day to supply him breast milk, and I think without the Minbie pump, I don't think I could have done that. So very happy, yeah, with the pump. It's the best.
Before my baby was born, I didn't know if I wanted to breastfeed at all. But when she was born 5 weeks premature, I knew that I needed to give her breast milk. So just to make sure she was gaining enough weight and drinking enough, I bought the Minbie breast pump. Before I had a Minbie breast pump, I bought a single pump, not knowing how important it was to have a double pump. And after using it for a few weeks, I knew I just needed a double pump that was hospital grade, that was just more efficient and more. I can pump walking around the house. Sometimes I just need to calm her or even do some housework, and it's great to have that portability. It's very comfortable and it just sits on the breast very comfortably. I usually pump for 10 minutes and that's more than sufficient. With my old single pump, I was pumping for probably 15-20 minutes each side, so that was at least 45 minutes of my time.
First of all, it's much smaller than other hospital grade pumps that I've used. It makes it super easy that I can just take the bottle straight off the pump, attach the other feeding bottle and keep going, and then I don't have to worry about cleaning more bottles, sterilising anything else. The battery lasts long enough that it can get you through the whole day, and it's effective. It's as strong as any other hospital grade pump I've used. So for somebody who exclusively pumps, it's as good as any other pump.
My pumping routine was different, I guess, than other people's, because the twins were in the NICU. So I always had to pack my bag before I went in the morning, and that's why I liked this pump, because I could easily fit it in my backpack. The silicone flanges, I had used another one prior to this one that had plastic ones. And when you pump so much, obviously doing it 3 hours, it can start to hurt and get very uncomfortable. So using the silicone flanges made a huge difference. Having the ability to just chuck it in your backpack and not have to worry about cords, and not having to worry about finding a place where a power cord is actually there, makes a huge difference. Not have to hold it, because I put it in the bra and it wasn't too heavy to use. I could sit and have a cup of tea, or use my phone or whatever it is, having your hands available instead of having to hold them, because you don't want to pump one, if you don't want to express, you don't want to express what you got a double pump. There's no double pumping is a necessity, and so then you lose your hands. So having it be able to stick in a bra makes it a lot easier as well. Minbie as a brand, I find I've used lots of the products, and every single product is amazing, and as well as the customer service with Minbie is amazing as well. The orders come through really quickly too, so I wanted this then and there, and it came within a couple of days. So definitely just Minbie as a brand is great.
There was a few times where he bit me and I wasn't able to do feeding, so I was still able to pump and keep my milk supply. So it's gotten me through different phases of our breastfeeding journey. It's given me flexibility. It's helped me in times where we've had biting and latching issues. It's helped me to become confident having other people feeding him. Mobility at night time, I've been able to get up and go and use the light in the dark without turning everything on in the house. And being able to easily take it into different rooms, so it hasn't had to be set up in one specific place, although there have been phases where I do just set it up in its own area and I use the stands and it's kind of set up as a little pumping station. I think you're never going to get something that makes no noise and has lots of power, so it's found that really good balance of getting the power so that your pumping sessions are effective as well as still being really quiet. Any mum that is looking for flexibility and that is wanting to be able to get out and about, I think it really helps to cover all your bases.
Looking at the silicone on this one, first of all, I have to say it's very smooth, especially around the nipple, and then the way that the suction, there's no pain that comes with it. It's so natural. It's like the baby is latching on and the baby is sucking. It replicates exactly that. And for me, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted something that doesn't feel artificial on me and on the baby. So this breast pump, it does that. It's like I just have the baby lashed on there. So it's like when I'm breastfeeding and I'm breast pumping, it's like I've got twins. I've got one baby here and then I've got the other baby here. So it's really good.
It's really easy. There's just a on button just here, which you just pretty much just push down, well, push on. Once it's on, you just press the start, hold down the start button, and then it will start to activate. You can change it from there. That's your let down function. And then you can lower the vacuum and increase the cycle. So pretty much with higher vacuum, you go lower cycle. So then it gives you the best letdown. So if you just want to have really quick, no cross-contamination, and also your baby's really in demand for a quick feed, pretty much what you do is just unscrew the bottle that the pump comes with and pretty much attach the PPSU bottle to the pump, and there you go. Your milk will just go straight into the bottle. Once you've got the milk there, you unscrew it, got your teat and lid ready, and there you go, you can feed it to the baby.
So put in 50 to 60 mils of water, and I'm doing this one-handed, and I have done this one-handed before. So we put the bottles in, upside down into the little vents that are in there. And then you can put all your tits on the top like this. I'm going to also do this one-handed. Look at that, perfect. Good teamwork. The lid goes on. Perfect. Done.
It works for all different types of bottles, as we have utilized it for other bottles, thinking that she might use them as well, but she doesn't. They work for binkies, pacifiers, you name it, anything that is going to go in her mouth and that is safe to steam sterilize. I highly recommend getting this sterilizer as well. It works beautifully and it's nice and sleek and tucks away really easily when you're not using it. We love Minbie. We know you're going to love it too, so definitely check them out.
The sterilizer dryer has been a godsend because there's a lot of prep that goes into bottle feeding. So for me, I just found that took away so many headaches. I definitely don't have the patience to be sterilising bottles and things like that. And then the fact that I could leave the bottles in there for, I think it's 24 hours. So I just knew that, okay, the bottles will always be there when I need to get them. When it came to prepping and storing and drying bottles, everything was contained. Yeah. Having the bottles there ready to go just saves so much time, and I could keep it in the one unit. I've had friends come over and say, oh, what's this? This is my sterilizer dryer, and oh, it's really compact and you've kind of got it out the way. Anything I could do to reduce the stress around feeding was really important to me as well, and so that just really helped.
So you just put anything and everything in the sterilizer. So I put bottles and things that can't get wet as well, like her toys. You just put it in and then shut the door and just sterilize. I usually do the 10-minute cycle, so everything's sterilized and done very, very quickly.
So this is my new Minbie UV Sterilizer, and it's great to use not just on bottles but also on all baby items. So I basically just stack everything in. And then I just click the UV button at the front, 10 minutes, and that'll just sterilize everything that's in there, and then everything's good to go and you can store it in there and pull it out whenever you need.
I'm really excited about the UV sterilizer because I can not only kill germs on bottles, but also things like toys, dummies, our phones, laptops, keys, literally anything that needs to be disinfected and cleaned can just pop right in there. I actually love the design of this. It is bigger than the steam sterilizer, but it just has like a really lovely minimalist design. So yeah, I think it will be a lovely addition to our home and kitchen.
So for me, just literally to sterilise some of his toys, for example, you just literally open the door, pop in what you want to, to sterilise. Anything. Close the door. You can do 10 or 15 minutes. If you're short on time, I literally just do 10 and it works the same. And it turns on exactly that. That's all you have to do. It's really simple.
The fact that I don't have to dry the bottles, that's the best thing. By the time that I take them out, the bottles are clean, they're sparkling. You don't see any dry patches or, it's as if the bottle is still new because of the dryer. It just makes life easy, not for me, but for the baby. If any mom is looking for a bottle or a breast pump or a sterilizer, they should go with the Minbie one.